minutes, but then I looked at the time. It was already time. I was like, oh crap. Anyway, what is going on today, guys? Happy Friday. We are here. Yes, we are here. Few things have happened this week for me that have me extremely excited. Let's go ahead and get to it. Number one, uh, I switched my schedule up a little bit here at the house. We used to have a lot of after school activities, but priorities are starting to shift. So that has allowed me to be able to get in here and do a little bit. All right, so today is Philodendron Friday. At least that's what I like to talk about is philodendrons. But we are going to kick this off talking about a epiprenarium. Here we go. Remember yesterday I showed this one to you and I told you it was looking a little bad because it needed to do some yellowing. Well, it was looking a little bad because it needed some watering. Well, I waited a little too late and now we got a little bit of yellowing going on. So I'm going to peel these off and I need to spray this off and then we're going to keep it moving. But that's all we're going to talk about with that plant. All right. Other than that though, guys, we don't have too much going on in here. I'm going to tell you one thing though. One thing that I love about getting in here every day for a little while talking to you all is that I've been able to keep up with my plants, the plant care of them. I don't have any plants in here that need any type of major attention because of that. We talk about it a lot of times on the importance of managing your plants, and that's just ensuring that your plants have water and light and in some good soil. Main thing being daily, you want to just check on lights and making sure we don't have any type of pest or anything going on. Because remember, pests do not simply just disappear because you wanted to. They go away after you treat them. Few noticeable things that I do want to get in here and do. I do want to put some more grow lights in here. Actually today, while we're at music practice, I'm going to be looking at what kind of grow lights I want to get. Now, I'm on the fence, and we've been talking about this, on whether or not I want to go to like a Habit store and see if they have just some light stands. And then I was going to buy, what's going on, Seymour's? I was going to see if we can get something like a old stand that I could put some good either Sanshi or I forgot what the other grow light is. I could either put those inside of the bulb so loud, or I could just go back on Amazon and order my typical grow lights that I usually do. More so leaning towards my typical grow lights, because if you already know something, if it's not broke, you don't need to fix it, you know? Other than that though, that's pretty much the only update I need to do. Also too, I'm gonna turn this around a little bit just so you can see it, guys. Over here, hey, what's going on, Bobby? Over here on the floor, I don't know if you can see, I have plants here. So they used to be up on like a little bitty shelf and then it was pushed all along, but they got bigger. I don't know how it happened. I decided to go in here, pull my plants out, do some watering, and I took a couple of pictures of them. And when I tried to place them back, I could not figure out how to do them. How you doing today? Doing all right. Dang, bro, you must have the freshest oxygen ever. Listen, I'm not lying. When people come over to the house, right, and they walk inside the room, they notice that it's just different. All downstairs, the air quality is way different than when you go upstairs. I told my wife that just means we need to put some plants upstairs too. She just looked at me, cut her eyes, and rolled them. Slowly but surely, I've been putting more and more plants up there. Now we have two big ones. So I have that huge Monstera Deliciosa. That one right there, I watered that today. I am not lying. The size of one of the leaves is like that wide. And I mean, probably about like that as far as width. So I have that in there. And then I also have my other plant called Big Mama. That's a Philodendron Gitanium. That one is just growing up just one vine, but actually it's two vines. And you know, the leaves on those get to be pretty big. And at the bottom of the pot, I have a pothos, a jade pothos, a neon pothos, and a Manjella pothos. All three of those down there. It's an absolutely beautiful plant. If you ever want to take a look at it, you can go on my Instagram at He Really Loves His Plants, and you'll see that I took a picture of it probably about like 2 or 3 weeks ago. And well, also too on live, we're gonna get in there and get into the room. But honestly, guys, that's one of those things where I want to bring the plant actual down, and we sit there and do it because I don't want to be in the bedroom. I want to have it here so I can just move around like I want to. Um, but yeah, so lighting is the big thing that I do want to get to. I was talking about that. Now I'm gonna order. I'm expecting to pay anywhere between $80 to $100 because I want to get two sets of the lights. I would love to be able to put one additional lighting right over here because over here, over here I only have one light, and I really want to be able to move that light over there just a little bit more so that way my other Monstera can get that light that it needs, as well as this whole section over here. Now, I want to bring you attention to this Philodendron Burr Marks back here. Right back here, that is a big plant. That's all one plant over there. Actually, I think it's two plants that's put inside there, but it's all in the same pot. So yeah, you can take a look over there and just see pretty much how big that plant is. I want to, is sunlight through a window not enough? No, it's actually not enough. So I'll put it like this. The sunlight that comes through the window will keep your plants alive, and it would keep my plants still looking somewhat healthy. But I'm telling you that grow light, when you can give those plants like anywhere between 8 to 12 hours of light, your plants will take off. And you never have to worry about your plants slowing down in the middle of like the season. Like right now, you hear a lot of people, their plants are going dormant. I just say well, I mean, I guess dormant is slowing all the way down. They're slowing all the way down. Because you don't have as much light coming through that window as it used to. So all that stuff affects the plants. But with grow lights, they pop on. Mine come on at I want to say it's between 3, 4 o'clock, and they stay on to about like 9 or 10 o'clock, 6 hours. That's all I've done. Now, I haven't even cranked them up to 8 to 10 hours or anything yet, and I probably won't because when we was doing a spring and a summertime, I had enough light coming through the window. And during this winter, really, the light doesn't come through as much as it used to, but I don't see a need to have to do anything because you pay attention to how your plants respond. If your plants are doing good, you don't need to change anything. It's the same thing like if you're a person that can go straight to the store and get some type of soil or something straight out the bag, you put it into your plants and it works good, don't complicate it. Don't follow what everyone else is telling you to do. I keep mine on for 8 hours every day. Plants are growing happy, keep growing through the winter. Face west. I am in a dark New York apartment. You're fine. Perfect. You are doing what needs to be done. You understand the assignment. And guess what? When it's time to repot, when it's time to buy another plant, none of that stuff affects you because you're already using your grow lights. And I mean, I know I have seen people say the magic facing east window, and it is some truth to that. Depending on how much sunlight can come into your room, you may or may not need as much grow lights. But for me, I don't care how much light is coming through. The average, now you're going to have to look this up because don't quote this on me, but look it up. It's somewhat between your house plants only receive like 10 to 20% of the light that they naturally would receive outside. Like a lot of our plants, that bright indirect light comes from when that sun is shining down on that tree, but down there at the bottom, sometimes that little light peek through and all that. Those plants, you gotta think about, they're outside from 7 o'clock in the morning when the sun starts to come up, and the sun sometimes doesn't go down until 7, 8, 9 o'clock. They're receiving about 12 to 14 hours of light. So as much light that you want to give your plants, the better off that your plants are going to be, stronger. So yeah, so that's what I have going on in here today. Another thing that I do want to get to is going to be looking up self-watering pots for 10-inch and 12-inch pots. If anybody in here know of some good places, I know I can go on Amazon. But since I am a small business, by the way, go to Grown on Tuesday. You won't see this one on there, but that's coming soon. But if you go to grownontuesday.com, you'll be able to take a look at some of the plant apparel stuff that I sell. Now back. Shroop. All right, so if you know anybody who has a small business who do sell pots and they do ship and the price is not crazy. Now this is the thing here, just like what I say. Small business, I want to be able to support you as much as you can. I want you to be able to support me as much as you can. But I understand prices can be a little bit high, but it don't mean it has to be crazy. I don't mind paying a little bit extra to make sure I keep you in business, help you grow, and then who knows, maybe down the road we'll meet. But I'm not going to pay 2 or 3 times more for something just because you make it at home, unless it's special, handcraft, something I can't get. Then we're in business. We're talking. But just going to the store, I've seen what people do, especially for Amazon. You can go to the store, you buy something. A lady that used to come through. Now I'm going to tell on myself a little bit. Back in the day, I used to work in fast food. Okay, and I had a lady who came through the window and she had this before I knew Amazon had like a card or whatever it was, she was just using it. It wasn't Amazon, it was eBay, I think. And she used it, and I was like, how you get one of these? She was like, oh, I sell on Amazon and I sell on eBay and all that. I was like, okay, all right. She was like, I sell Pop Tarts. I said, Pop Tarts? She said, yeah, Pop Tarts. And in my head, I'm like, well, how the hell can you make any money selling Pop Tarts? I mean, they're like $4 at the store. And she was saying that in some states, that well, she was selling them in New York. She was saying in some places they don't keep them on the shelves or they don't keep them in the store, so people are willing to pay. People are paying $10 for something I pay $4 for. But I mean, at the end of the day, is what value it holds to you. Same thing. I'll walk in and pay $40 for a plant that somebody may not pay 10 for. But if I want it and it's mine and I got it, who are you to judge? You know what I mean? So that's what we got on that. Over here, let's see here. All right, we got our light cabinet over here that is doing pretty good. We do have some plants in there that are still doing a little bit of recovery. But for the most part, you all know I've been using spray rubbing alcohol on these, and that takes care of all of your mealybug problems. Not all of them, but the adult mealybugs. So the difference is, if you have mealybug problems, we're just gonna go through this real quick. I like to talk about it. Mealybugs, you can get some spraying alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I use 70%. Put it in a water bottle, spray it on those plants. Okay, you can spray it on and be perfectly fine. Now, what I would recommend to you is you go ahead and water and hydrate your plant. Okay, that's just something that somebody told me before I started using rubbing alcohol. She's been doing it for years. I've seen other people using it. It's completely fine. It's safe. I've used it. It works. But water your plants first before you do it, because your plants, that alcohol is dry, so it dries out anything just in general. Now, a good thing about using that spray alcohol is if you have something like mealybugs, it hits those adult bugs and they instantly done. Okay? But what it doesn't do is prevent anything in case they might have laid some eggs or something in the soil, if these are one of these ones that lay eggs. I know with pests just in general, they can, lay some eggs or whatever they do. And those plants will start just deteriorating, start dying, because these bugs will start multiplying there, start stressing the plant out, and boom, before you know it, you have a lot of pests going on. Now, if you have something like that going on, use some SNS 203, okay? Actively treat your plants as fast as you can. You'll thank yourself. Submerge it in water, get you a bucket, put it in a tub, whatever you have to do. Drown it out and get it going. Same thing you want to do with your watering. Making sure you water your plant from the top to the bottom, and you just want to effectively make sure that the water passes through, just to ensure that your plant's getting a good drinking and it's going to be able to do great for you. So a few things that I am going to be doing this summer, that we have some projects that we're going to be looking forward to. Number one is we are going to be extending our philodendron Pluto. Number one. Two is, I believe back here, this shelf that has these plants, I think we're going to be taking it down, guys. If you look on here, we only have about 7 plants that are on here. Now, if I can get something like just a desk or a long plank, that's why I wanted to do a little bit of building. I'll be able to get these alongside the back wall, which is going to allow me to be able to have the grow lights kind of face all like this and just shine in there. That's the goal with that. And get every plant that I can over the summer into some type of self-watering pot. Except for, there are a few plants that I do not want to put in the self-watering pot. Where is it at? Where is it? I do not know where I put them at. It's oh, I'm looking for it. It's right there. What's up, brother? What's going on? What's going on? Not much. In here, trying to give a tour somewhat of the room and giving a little bit of update. I do have to put this philodendron right here in a self-watering container if I get a little bit of time. Not this one. This is the one that I'm going to be giving to my mom. Remember, guys, I did go through here and did a repot on this. Remember the ones that was here in the live? We did this repot, last week. I bought this one half off. Originally, it was supposed to be $29. They labeled it just a philodendron. But we know that this is going to be one of those philodendron, boom, boom, you all know, we're not going to pronounce that word. But a philodendron salam, that's what this is going to be. These hands are going to get to be completely huge, probably about like that wide when it's all said and done. And I'm gifting this plant to my mom, and she does not know. I do not like it when I go to her house and in her living room it's completely bare by that big sliding glass window. So I'm going to give her some company to put there. And she's going to do a good job at taking care of it. Now, the only reason why I don't want to put this plant in a self-watering pot with her is because my mom is one of those persons who gets a little bit confused a lot of the time over very simple, easy tasks. So I can see my mom simply taking the pot out to rewater the self-watering pot, tumbling it over or forgetting about it or saying that it's just a whole lot of work and that I need to take the plant back. So I'm gonna make it simple for her. I'm not gonna keep it in this type of pot, guys. I am gonna put it in a nicer looking pot to be able to give to her, but it is gonna go into a nursery pot. You all understand the importance of not putting your plants into a decorative pot, right? We need to have some type of draining holes to ensure that when you water your plant, it's gonna be able to pass through from the top to the bottom. If that water sits at the bottom of those pots, I know those decorated pots are beautiful, but most of the time that one little hole that they have at the bottom gets clogged up instantly, okay? So that means that water is gonna stick inside that pot, and what are we gonna have? Root rot. We don't want root rot because we're not trying to pay no money to replace no plants. We're just trying to buy some new plants. So that's what we have going on with that. As far as the shelf back here, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do with it and what I'm going to put on it. I'm thinking about moving it upstairs, and I could possibly put my philodendron silver swords on there. I still don't know. That's been a big issue with me on a lot of the shelves in the room, that they're simply for just smaller plants, and I don't have small plants anymore since they're getting bigger. So they kind of just outgrown it. Plus, when I was buying the shelves at the time, I wasn't paying any attention to really the height adjustment or the lighting requirements on there. And the lights that are on there is really just subpar, so I have to add those to it. And considering the fact that these plants are going to be completely out of these in probably like 6 months, there's no need for me to waste money on adjustment. So plan is to get the shelves going on and get those built. And with the support of everybody who's been supporting my business, I really do believe that we're going to have the money for that in no time. A couple of things that I do want to just address. Just a couple of things that I do want to address this spring and summertime for my ones that's ready to get out and start buying. Make sure that you go around and you check your Home Depot and your Lowe's first, your big box stores, before you just swarm straight into your nurseries. It's not because we're not trying to support our local nurseries. What I'm saying is that they may have some gems in there that you are looking for that are unidentified, so they just label them philodendrons, okay? And when they do that, they usually more so do it just for philodendrons and monsteras. I have been able to go in there and find some really good plants that people would pay $70, $80 for at the nursery that I've been able to pick up for like 20 bucks. And I'm bold about it. I don't care. I even went to my local nursery and I told one of them, that's where I got my monstera tie from. And I was like, guys, you all selling here, they were selling them still for $72. I was like, they're selling them literally everywhere. They're selling them at Trader Joe's for like 19 bucks. Y'all sure y'all want to do this? And they was like, well, that's not for us. You know, our owner, he decides all this and that. I went back in there about 2 weeks later, and I'd be dagged on if the prices weren't marked down. They were still at 50, but they won't at no 70 anymore, slowly but surely. And I got so upset because I heard that they did like a big clearance thing, and I didn't know anything about it. And one of the owners, she bought one of her own plants. This is at the other store. She bought her own variegated money tree for 20 bucks. Yeah, 20 bucks. If I heat about that. It is what it is. See, and this right here is another plant that I do want to get into the shelves. This right here is my Madridian. Right here, you always see me talk about them a whole lot. This is my Spider-Man plant, well, AKA Spider-Man plant, but it's a Madridian. Now, you see these shooters right here? You know what's going on? The plant's not receiving enough light. I don't have any place to put this plant at so it can get more light than what it's getting. This plant is never going to fence straight like its big brother back here. But it's in the same family, so we're going to see what we can do. If I can get this plant to some type of light, hopefully we can get these going on. Now, I'm going to eventually cut these because I don't believe nothing is going to come from them. But right back here, you all know we don't waste the plant. So take a look. Right here, you see that? That right there, that's what we call a node. And you all know what we do with our nodes, right? We chop them, cut them, we get us some sphagnum moss, a little bit of perlite, or just do sphagnum moss. And you're going to take that node and you're going to place it directly into that sphagnum moss. Don't bury it, because if you do, it's going to rot. Because when you put that moisture, that little bit of water on top of there, it's going to sit on top of there. It's not going to be any good. So you just make sure that that moss is moist at the bottom, so that way you gently just lay that there. Now, these are slow growers, so don't expect anything to happen but for anywhere for like 3 to 4 months for you to see something. As long as it doesn't turn brown or black, that means we're still in the good. You want to get you a container to put that in. Use you something like this right here. Go to your store, Home Depot, Lowe's, whatever it is. Go there and get you some of these containers. I think this one was like $3, and I might have got 2 of them when they came. This is where you put your wet sticks at. Put our nose straight into the soil, and we're just going to hope we get something from it. Now, every day I come and look into this one, we got a little bit of darkness going on, so I don't know how this batch is going to come out. But it's the same thing you do, as I showed you with our other one. Once you place it in there and you get it right, this is the results that you get from it. Okay? Now, these right here, of course, is our Philodendron gloriosums, and we probably over the summertime we can get these into the pot. I'm not in a big rush because gloriosums for me, they're very challenging to grow here in the house because I have a lot of dry air. I don't want to run a humidifier all the time, if any at all. So the only way that I'm having some success with these is the one that's upstairs in the bathroom with that perfect lighting and that perfect humidity from the showers and so forth. They're doing good. Wife do not want all these plants in the bathroom, especially when it comes time for her to wash her hair. Oh, I hear her upstairs talking pure shit. Yes. She won't say anything, and then I go into the bathroom and I see that my plant's sitting out in the middle of the floor, and the first thing I'm thinking like, oh my gosh, I hope she didn't break my plant. But I do get it. I mean, to be clear, I have a whole room. She hasn't fussed at me for taking over the living room or the dining room. And I even found some places on top of this back staircase to put a plant there. And I even have 2 of them on top of the dryer. So I get completely, I have to be respectful and at least give her the bathroom tub, you know, half of it. So that's pretty much what we have going on in here today though, guys. I do have a couple of orders that I do want to go ahead and knock out. I think one of you all is in here now who ordered something the other day that I want to go ahead and get out. The other day being yesterday. I'm trying to move hard. When these orders come in, I'm trying to ship them out to you all because I want you all to rep them and show it out. Yeah, so if you all don't have any questions, any comments or anything, then I'm going to go ahead and roll and try to somewhat get started on this early weekend, I guess, for me. Get that going too. Make sure we don't have anything, and if not, I'm rolling, guys. All right. Okay. You all have a beautiful weekend, and I will see you all on Monday. And if you want some updates during the weekend because you just missed me so much, y'all know the Instagram. He really loves his plants. I'll take care. Hey, oh, Jesse, listen. First of all, guys, before I get off here, yes, she's going to buy another name, but she has a plant room, plant house, I'm going to say. Has a beautiful dog, Narco. Anyway, I want to say she sells, so right down here, if you pay attention to, if you all are interested in getting any type of nail polish, hey, trust it. I actually got a couple of different type of nail polishes from her for my daughter for her birthday, and it actually has got me in trouble because I went upstairs and found pink fingernail polish on the carpet. So if you have any recommendations on what I can use to get that off, let me know. But with that being said, guys, you all take